Manchester United are 15th in the league. Manchester United season ticket prices are probably going to be going up next month. Members are already paying a lot more money. The football's getting not much better. There's no improvements in player sales or acquisitions. It's not going well at the moment for Manchester United. But don't worry, United fans. We've got Pogba back. Oh, God, that's cheesy as hell, innit? I'm sorry, everybody. I'm just trying to make light of what is an absolute dire situation at this football club at the moment. And to throw Pogba into the mix, it's been an interesting reaction, actually, to Paul Pogba and the potential return. If you'd have said this about 2 months ago, and I think we did actually discuss this on a show, I can't remember what time of year it was or when, but it was a resounding no. Now, there's a poll right up in the chat right now. Get involved in the live chat, everybody. If you can't, then just subscribe and you can get involved in the live chat. And thank you, it helps the channel as well. You might as well give it a like just because we're trying to cheer ourselves up a little bit. And that's your work done, as well as your comments, of course. But Paul Pogba, would you take him back at Manchester United as an emergency signing next month when he is available and free to play football again? Is he the type of character we need right now? I'm laughing under my breath a little bit here. I think you already know how I feel about this. I've been making my voice very, very clear. Yeah, that's quite ironic with the way I feel at the moment with my voice. But I've been making my thoughts very clear. I've been making my opinion very, very clear to everybody about this situation. I'm not going to talk about it too much from my side of things. I'm going to discuss the options and what's there for Manchester United and where this story came from. I'm going to gauge your thoughts, of course, and get your opinions on what you think of Paul Pogba coming back. Because obviously a couple of months ago when this story was floated, it was like a no, don't even go there. But honestly, after yesterday, the injury news and the crisis, I think there's been a turning of the United fan base. And you know what else? And this is just my opinion, and you shoot me down and tell me any different, but Manchester United right now, I think the fan base is just after anything that could possibly change something. Anything at all, just to change the mood or change the subject. And bringing somebody else in like Pogba would definitely move the topic of conversation away from the obvious. And we know what the obvious is at the moment in terms of owners at this football club. So when you're looking at Pogba, what does he bring? What can he do for Manchester United? We're going to get into that in a minute. We're also going to touch on the Greenwood, the Mason Greenwood story. Man, what is it with Man United's academy right now? One way or the other, it's dominating every single bit of news, isn't it? It really is. If it's not the academy lads on the bench yesterday, it's now Aiden Heaven playing in the under-21s tonight because he couldn't get on to the pitch against Spurs for Ruben Amorim yesterday. Then we're talking about Mason Greenwood probably earning Manchester United even more money, more on that story in a moment. Paul Pogba, former academy player. Marcus Rashford hitting form, former academy player. It's just Manchester United's academy is famous for more than one reason, isn't it? But what you've got to look at right now is it's like I feel the academy had and always has had the absolute top potential in it. And there's another bit for the academy which I want to get into, which is Ethan Wheatley's loan at where did Wheatley go now? I think he went to Walsall. That was the one. Sorry, I forgot which club he went to then. So Wheatley went there, and a story on him again, academy-based stuff here, and what is going on with Man United's academy. So Wheatley was the Player of the Year last year for Manchester United's academy. The previous 2 years were Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo. Then it was Wheatley. We're expecting the same again. No, it's not happened. He's not made it into the first team, and he's not been in the matchday squad for 3 games in a row. What's going on? Why do these loan moves do this to us? What's wrong with our academy lads? Like, seriously, I think this has said everything we need to know about where the under-21s are at right now. And the 18s are where we're going. That bench yesterday was full of under-18s. No under-21 players pretty much there. I mean, you could say Morehouse just turning into them 19 areas, but these are predominantly the batch coming from the 18s and the younger academy players right now, rather than the ones that are just turning 20, 21 type players. But anyway, we'll talk about that as well soon. We'll get into Casemiro's comments as well and what he's been saying in that interview. Unlucky for him to come out after. Do the interview before the game as after the game. United lose. Casemiro's not very good. Unfortunately for him, that has still been aired, and we will talk about that and what he thinks of his future at Manchester United. But yeah, get your general quotes in there because we're talking here about a player for me in Paul Pogba that is past it. Passed it a long time ago. One of the worst injury records there is out there. Forget about everything else. Forget about the attitude. Forget about the problems. Forget about the off-field stuff. Do you know what? It's like, have you seen that quote from Bruno Fernandes? And I think off the pitch, Paul Pogba he's an outstanding guy. I really do. I mean, you listen to the story from Bruno Fernandes. And I don't know if you've heard the story before, but this is just a testament to the character of Paul Pogba. But he said he came into Manchester United, his first season, he came in, Paul Pogba obviously, main man there at Manchester United at the time. And he goes to Bruno Fernandes, like, where do you want to stay? Where do you want to live? Look at these areas, look at these houses, look at these different places where you can go. Tell me which one you like the look of. And he picked out a couple, and he says, right, we'll go and sort it out. And Paul Pogba took it upon himself to help Bruno Fernandes find a house when he moved to Manchester United. There is a guy, there is a quality guy in there. And off the pitch, what can we say? Outstanding. So, family man. There are problems and attitudes on the training ground or whatever with Jose Mourinho and things like that. I'm not questioning Paul Pogba at all in terms of what he was and what his ability is. I just don't think it fits right now, and it looks kind of desperate for Manchester United for me. I just don't think we should be going back. Never go back, as they say. It doesn't work, and I don't think Paul Pogba is the right type of player we need character-wise in this squad right now. In quality, yeah. if you could bring me back the Paul Pogba of the 2018-19, that era, and that Paul Pogba, in a heartbeat, I would definitely take him. The one that was lifting that trophy, that Europa League trophy with Jose Mourinho, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, that was the last time that United actually had leaders in their side and actually had real backbone. That team was quite dangerous, and that team should have really progressed under Jose Mourinho, and it didn't. Something went drastically wrong. Reports surrounding Jose and Pogba's spat are obviously clear to everyone. Then Pogba gets Pogba gets thrown under the spotlight with everything that's going on as the trouble causer at Manchester United, dancing around the dressing room and all of that garbage. But we are a bit desperate right now. So I haven't looked at the chat yet. I've not looked at the poll yet. I'm gonna have a little gander now because I remember the numbers from last time, and oh my god, like literally, it was about a 70-30 split last time we did this, and now look at it because of United's predicament. Would you take Paul Pogba back on an emergency signing next month? 48% of you have said yes. Oh, hello. That is something else. That, I feel, is telling you exactly where we are all at right now. We're all desperate, is where we're at right now. That's the United fan base. We're looking at anything to try and pick us up. We're looking at anything to just lift the mood at this football club. Give us something different. Give us a little bit of quality. Give us someone who's actually won something. Give us someone who can actually control the bleeding football and pass the ball. Like, I don't know what his football's like now. I haven't watched him since he went back to Juventus because he was injured all of the time. But honestly, right now in this team, I still don't think it's the right fit. He's not going to have enough time to find his full fitness, and eventually he's just going to walk away. Now, the deal is, and it was Rich Fay who broke this earlier on today, and his story is on Pogba is Manchester United could offer Paul Pogba a short-term contract on strict terms. He is desperate to get back into action now. This just shouts out INEOS desperation to me. If this move happens, he will be cheap as chips because he won't be on much money. It will be a strict deal because no one's going to go near him, and he's going back home basically to try and find a way to get his way back into football. I don't know how he fits into United's team. Who are you going to drop for Paul Pogba? If he's fully fit, there's a different conversation to have. But how long is it going to take for him to find his feet again? I honestly, I don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. 1 minute I'm seeing him with speed on a video, doing all sorts of tricks and messing around. He looks a little bit overweight at the moment to me. I'm not saying that is anything bad against him, but obviously when you're not training or you're not allowed to train, as these rules were when he was done for his drugs ban, then clearly it's going to have an effect on you. So again, are we carrying another passenger? Do we need another passenger right now? And do we need another Pogba scenario at Manchester United? I thought this circus was over, but again, the ringleader and the ringmaster in INEOS and Sir Jim Radcliffe could crack that whip and open them curtain doors to another one. There you go. But let me know in the chat. I'm going to come to the comments in a minute and just get. I'm just going to get. Look at I'm just checking something out now, just to check on my... I always check if there's anything going on live. Something that's caught my eye there for a second. But yes, right. And let's get into the comment section and let's see where you're actually at. It's closing in that to nearly a 50-50 split on Pogba coming back in, which is pretty mental. Graham straight away in there. Pogba back. God, no. The club has kicked enough circus performers out without inviting one back. Defo no to Pogba. Are the Pogba inners in this poll actually hiding right now? I'm scrolling. Let me find it. Is he free? It says United Spotlight. What is his wages? Are free and cheap. They're nothing to really lose. Is there? We need a central midfielder desperately. It's the unknown. I mean, Manchester United will be labelled as desperate for taking Pogba back. They will. I mean, again, like I've just said, I'm not questioning him. I'm not questioning his character, anything about him. He's now free to play football. There's no issue at all. I just, honestly, forget about all of the antics. Forget about all of the drama that comes with Paul Pogba. I honestly just don't see a player there. I don't, because of his injuries. I've always had a massive issue with Pogba and his injury record. I don't want another crop coming in. And I don't know if time off is going to do him any good. I don't know how long it's going to take to bloody get his fitness back up. All I know is, right now, Manchester United are just looking at anything. And Pogba is anything right now. That's where he is. And he knows it. The fact that he's desperate to get back into football tells you everything you need to know about Paul Pogba. What he was outstanding, and he should have won a lot more than what he won. He was an absolutely ridiculously good footballer, Paul Pogba. He had the world at his feet after that World Cup, and then him and Jose came to head after that World Cup, and everything went wrong for United. Completely derailed everything. And that, honestly, that was the best season for Paul Pogba. 2018, 2019, that time for Pogba, he was unplayable. He was a fantastic player. But that's a long time ago. He's now, what, is he 32? I think he is now, Paul Pogba. I think that's where he's at. I just don't see it. I don't see how he fits into the United side in time to make it that much of a difference. He's just another body. And like when everyone's fit, is he going to start? No, he's not. He's not, is he? Under an Amorim system. Who are you going to drop him for? The ultimate would be Bruno Fernandes. And you're not going to drop Bruno Fernandes for Paul Pogba. You're not, are you? You could play him a bit further up and play him in a 10 or something like that. Look, it's pure desperation, but let's get into the chats. Adam, how long does it take to get a system sorted? How long's a piece of string, boss? Says Chris. I guess you're going in on Ruben Amorim there on that side of things. Look, we cannot. I still stand by. Like, I'll judge Ruben Amorim when he's got players in that he wants. That's when I'm judging Ruben Amorim. People saying we need to go back to the same style, the same thing that suits the players. What is that? What is it? What? 2 midfielders. We've got 2 midfielders now. 4 at the back. It goes to 5 at the back. It's easily adaptable to 4. People are getting carried away with this reverting back. He just wants them to do more, and they can't do it. That's all there is. Ruben's asking for more, and the players haven't got it in them. It's nothing to do with the system or the formation or anything crap like that. Manchester United are creating chances. It wasn't the worst performance ever that we've seen against Spurs. It was a crap Spurs side. 2 crap sides, wasn't it? That's what it was. But we just don't finish. We can't finish. And that's our problem. The game changes as soon as you score a goal. And like I said this morning, we've scored 1 goal in the Premier League in the last 3 games. So that's where we're at with it. Pogba at 50% is better than every midfielder we have. 100%. Completely disagree with that again, Cal, but you knew I was going to say that. The issue wouldn't be where to play him. It's when you put him next to Agate, or where do you play fan favourites. Stop going in on Bruno, mate. He's got nothing on Bruno Fernandes right now in the situation we're in, and he would never, ever replace Bruno Fernandes for Paul Pogba. Not a chance. That is just a pure desperation shout, Carl, and you know it, my friend. No way. Where can I hire a clown outfit for my next visit to the circus? That is Old Trafford, says Jonathan. On the way to Old Trafford, there is an industrial estate in Trafford Park. I know it. They do costumes there, Jonathan. I think if you just call in there, they would gladly kit you up. But you probably get searched at the front gate and get turned away by United's stewards anyway, mate. Not appropriate, they would say. Let me just see what we've got. Give him 200k a week, a 1-year contract with a 1-year contract extension. INEOS, listen to me. Nico, you would give Paul Pogba 200 grand a week. No, listen to me, Nico. Behave. I'm telling you right now. Behave. Lewis. Oh, sorry, I don't know what we're talking about there, London. Barbie says, we can't go backwards even though times are so hard. Amorim isn't to blame for the players not being able to make a simple 5-yard pass or run a little faster for F's sake, says the mighty Flint. No, agree with that one. Definitely agree. Amorim system, laugh out loud. Would you be happy for him to play it the whole of next season based on what you have seen? No money for players. And we will make changes in the summer, and we will be selling players in the summer. And yeah, I'll be happy for him to play his system next season. Do we just all of a sudden think that this man has forgotten how to coach? Because we've got crap players that have been failing every manager before him. Do we actually feel like Ruben Amorim is a bad coach now? Because these players can't play the way he wants to. Let's not forget, that Sporting team would run through brick walls for him. So why won't United's players? Why would a Sporting team with not many household names dominate teams in the Champions League, smash teams to pieces in the Champions League, in fact, and go unbeaten until he leaves? Is that guy in our dugout now completely forgot how to handle football and coach players? That's what I'm putting across. Like, he hasn't, has he? and people forget it. A few bad results and everyone turns on the manager like it is all his fault. Like they were trying to say that it's Ruben Amorim, it's his fault and what he's doing in training because of all the injuries. I said that this morning. Shut up. I actually think that Ruben Amorim would get a tune out of Paul Pogba, just to bring us back to that. I really do. I think Paul Pogba, for 3 months, I think Ruben would get a tune out of him. I just don't think he's going to go there. I don't know. Look, there may be a relationship. Like we've heard about Jason Wilcox actually getting on well with Pogba's representatives. Look, the poll right now is completely split. It's now 50-50. Honestly, this season has turned so bad that 50% of the chat right now, well over 1,000 in the room, are saying that they would take Paul Pogba back at Manchester United. It's going to take him, 3 weeks to get match sharp. That's going to take him to, April. And then we've got 2 months. Can he make a difference in 2 months? Can he give us a little bit of hope? Well, he's not a future, is he? Look, we're going to talk about Casemiro in a minute. We're going to talk about him. He has won everything. He's the same age as Paul Pogba. Has less injuries than Paul Pogba. Probably has performed about the same level as Pogba over the last 3 years. And we're looking to get him out of the football club. Why should we be looking to bring another 32-year-old in who hasn't played for nearly a year and has got one of the worst injury records going, who has to try and find match fitness and be paid and possibly take the place of somebody else who could be an academy player coming through? Ruben Amorim has opened up about United's academy players, saying that they will play. They will get a chance to play this season. You'll see it. So let's see if that happens. I would rather not buy Pogba and the academy players come through and get their chance. That's what I want to see. I'd rather Toby Collier there. I'd rather Manuel Agate. I'd rather Kobe Mainu. I'd rather someone like Morehouse coming through. I'd rather Sekou Kone coming through. I just don't think you should ever go back, and that's just something that I've always believed in. And I don't think it looks good for Manchester United. It looks completely desperate. And I'm just glad that I said at the top of the show what I thought about Paul Pogba as a player, because I do believe that he was one of the best on the planet. I really did. He was untouchable, but not anymore. That's just my point on that one. But it's opened up a cracking debate, actually, in the chat. Please go easy and don't be disrespectful to anybody, even if they don't agree with your opinion in the chat, by the way. We've had a bit of it. I know everyone's tensions are up and everyone is a bit angry and a bit annoyed with what's going on at the moment, but don't take it out on each other because we have a different opinion about the same topic. Everyone is going to disagree at some point. Please be respectful in the chat, please, everybody. And keep it on a let's just keep it on a half PG. I'll say PG plus going 12 sort of level, because I know you're a bit angry. So we can get a little bit irate, but it's not our fault, is it? It's not our fault. So I know you can disagree with me, but let's leave people out of the chat, out of it, shall we? Let's just keep it as we are and try and be a bit happy. I can take it. Don't worry about it. United's under 21 game is on TV tonight, by the way. So if you want to see Aiden Heaven in action, then go over to MUTV, 7 o'clock kickoff. That is kicking off there. Actually, a bit after 7 o'clock, because you're going to watch the end of this show first. So, yeah, make sure. But that is on the box tonight as well. This summer, United will look to shed around 45% of the wage budget. Of that 45% of the wages, the only player to make an appearance for Manchester United today was Casemiro, 75 million to 81 million a year or so. So, yeah, the Muppeteers did put a report out, I think it was late last night, actually, in terms of the general figures of how much Manchester United's wage bill is going to go down. It is going to significantly drop, which is going to help us in the market, but again, I've said this before, don't expect United to be going out buying these marquee players. It ain't going to happen, everybody. It definitely ain't going to happen. Why has Moyes been able to get a tune out of players at Everton and Amorim can't do the same at United? Because David Moyes players are at Everton and they play one way. They're pragmatic and that's how they play. It's perfect for David Moyes. Simple. That's it. He knows the club inside and out, and the players that are there suit his game down to a T. There's nothing spectacular, they're hard to beat, and they have got an effective plan going forward with a couple of flair players there. That's why. Ruben Amorim has tried to change everything that's been wrong with Manchester United and the previous 5 managers in a summer when he didn't want to, in a season, when he didn't want to come, and is also not getting backed. That's the difference, that's why. Adam, why are we bringing in players that's near the end? Why why they won't go for real player? Osimhen and a proper player INEOS are cheap. We don't know. Apparently, we've made a bid for Osimhen. We covered that story this morning. Quite a few people actually slated me for doing that story this morning. Look, it's there, and I made my point on it, talking about why Manchester United are too late. Osimhen should have been bought already if we're going to get him. And now, I just feel like the bigger issue at Manchester United is the fact that we are looking at these players and it just feels like a bit of a we tried sort of story. That's what it looks like right now. So that was my point on it. But some people these days only read titles and thumbnails and they don't listen. Muppets, hey? Amorim looked defeated yesterday on the bench, said Luke. He did. He really did. Amorim needs money to spend. And one way that Manchester United could raise money to spend is the story floating around today again of Mason Greenwood and PSG being interested in a player... not a player swap, sorry. Obviously, we know that PSG, talking this morning, were interested alongside United in Osimhen. And there is now a story going around that they are looking at Marseille striker Mason Greenwood. United have a 40% to 45% sell-on clause for Mason Greenwood. We've already raked in 27 million for him, so we would get a 45% sell-on clause for Mason Greenwood. He's valued at 62 million right now from Marseille. So if they did sell him, Manchester United would be looking to cash in again around about another 25, 27 million for Mason Greenwood, which would take our sale figure for him up to 50 million. And yes, that would also be 25 million, 100% profit, because he's an academy player with that sell-on clause. That would still stand under PSR rules as well. That would be a deal and a half, and INEOS will be all over that one if they can make that happen, United. And that goes to show what good a deal Man United actually did with Greenwood in the summer. With them sell-on clauses that we've actually got right now. And obviously, again, when you're looking at Alvaro Fernandez, same with him. Even if United don't bring him in, Benfica have got I think a 45 million euro, a 45 million euro buyout clause for him. United have a 50% sell-on clause for him. So if they do get a sale, Benfica, and Alvaro goes to say a Barcelona who are looking at him right now, I know he's not coming into United now, I think that story's gone, but if they did sell him, which they usually do, United stand to rake in another 20 plus million for Alvaro Fernandez, which would take his value up between 25 to 30 million and what we got for him. more 100% profit. So there are deals out there that United can make, but Mason Greenwood would definitely be a very, very profitable sale for Manchester United if Marseille wanted to let him go. I can't see De Zerbi wanting to let him go, but the powerhouses over in France, obviously, as we know, are PSG. So PSG would definitely be able to bring Mason Greenwood in. They have got the money to take Mason Greenwood. And with selling Xavi Simons, we're probably moving Muani on, who doesn't want to sign, doing well in Italy there. Probably Juventus are probably looking to sell him. Buy him on from them. They have got room at PSG. So if they do go for Greenwood, it would benefit us because maybe that frees up Osimhen. You don't know. You don't know. That could be the way around it. Look, it's all if buts and maybes with the transfer market, as we know, and everything going on in the market this summer is going to be. It's going to be one to watch. Honestly, I'm bracing myself for it now. January absolutely blew my gasket in terms of news for Manchester United. The summer is supposedly going to be absolutely crazy. It really is. It is still 50-50 split on Paul Pogba. Let me just say this right now. We have over 1,000, we have nearly 1,200 people in the room. We've had over 1,000 votes. And 50% of you are saying you would take Paul Pogba back next month when his ban is up. Wow. That has changed dramatically. And again, I'll say it. 50-50 on Paul Pogba. That's because Manchester United fans are desperate for something new to change, for something new and for a bit of change at this football club. What do you think to the Mason Greenwood set? That would be very beneficial and look like United have done good business with that. It really would. If you could sell, if Marseille were even up for selling Greenwood, that would be mega for Manchester United because you would have that. You would have the 100% sale of Marcus Rashford as well. And that opens avenues for Manchester United, especially with the wage bill being cut by near 40% as well with the players that are leaving this summer. Players that are supposedly leaving this summer, Casemiro. He has been opening up about what he thinks about his time at Manchester United, when his best season was. Of course, he has to answer the question, his best season in his professional career was his first season at Manchester United. Really? I'm struggling with that one. I'm sure a La Liga and a Champions League winning season at Real Madrid was probably your best one, I think, mate. Not Manchester United. Obviously, he did well in his first season. I'm not saying he didn't. He did us proud. He was excellent in his first season for Erik ten Hag. So I'm not going to say that that wasn't a good season, but I don't think it was his best. He wants to stay. He's happy. He's grateful. He has got a multi-million-pound contract. I'm sure he is. And he wants to stay at United. I think that was all just absolute garbage, to be honest. He's going to be sold in the summer. There's not a chance in hell that Casemiro survives at Manchester United in the summer. INEOS won't have it. Ruben's not using him, and INEOS will be absolutely doing their nut that you have got 350 grand, 300 odd grand, whatever it is he's on, a week, just going out the football club when he's not even contributing on the pitch. There's not a chance he survives this summer. United will be cutting their losses and getting rid of Casemiro. We know it. Thank you, Casemiro, for your time. That's what it will be. And off you go. Now, would you keep Casemiro in the summer? Is there anyone actually in the chat that would keep Casemiro? Adam, why are we treating each rumour as truth? We're not, mate. Thanks for the super chat, though. We're looking at it, and United can actually take Paul Pogba back. They are one of the clubs that have contacted Paul Pogba. We know this. And Rich Fay, who broke this news, isn't going to be just putting this out there for the sake of it. There is something in the noises going on. And there is nothing. There is truth in everything. There is truth in everything. Manchester United have been looking at all of these players that we're talking about. The speculation and the rumour mill is true. Doesn't mean that we're going to buy them, though. What we do talk about, United will be looking at them. United will be looking at everybody. Daniel Longbottom, thank you for renewing the membership. 12 months a member, gold membership, mate. I'm heartbroken at the state of our club at the moment. I think, Daniel, I'm ill because of Manchester United right now. I think that's it. I'm blaming United for being under the weather. It's just drained the absolute life out of me, this football team right now. Amorim's been in just 3 months. He's been thrown overboard into shark-infested waters without a life jacket, and then expected for everything to be okay. He needs time, and next to our support in the window. Martin, well said. I think that definitely is bang on the money with that one. Casemiro needs to go, thank you, says Babs. I'd keep Casemiro, not really, just wanted my comment to be read out. Well done, Primus. You got it. And do you know what? Actually, with Casemiro, I've been I think I've been sympathetic with Casemiro, to be honest. Probably a bit too sympathetic. I mean, I do remember that first season, but like I said, I cannot say in one show that these players that are not playing and earning loads of money should be gone, and then the next show I'm saying, look, he is a professional, he's won everything, and that experience can come in handy. Like I've always said it, and you know, everybody knows who watches the channel will know that I have just been brutally honest with my opinion and just said it as it is. Say what you see. Casemiro is done. That's it. Simple. And by the way, cheers, 250 likes, everybody. Let's get that up over 300, please, everyone. 1,200 in the room with us. Thank you so much, everyone. Please subscribe to the channel as well. Then you can get into the live chat. The biggest mistakes Amorim made was benching Casemiro and Eriksen when the presently squad wasn't good enough without them. He just doesn't want to use them. He's got his rules. And this is where I think a lot of the fan base is turning on Ruben Amorim a little bit, because he is strict on what he believes in. I was told a story again today, just in general conversation, that Ruben Amorim doesn't really talk to many of the staff. He talks to his own staff, but doesn't talk to many people in and around Carrington. He's like a closed book, Ruben Amorim. He doesn't give anything away. He has his way, and that's it. I don't know if that story's true. I don't, but look, all we want is for the results on the pitch. I'm not bothered what sort of relationship he's got with the players. Ten Hag had a great relationship, apparently. Look where that got us, where we are now. Wasted money. Yeah, you can talk about your trophies, and that's great for a day. But, honestly, Premier League, that's United's bread and butter. And we've failed miserably. And we keep on failing. And we're failing under Amorim. I'm not kidding myself. It's not working out for him. It's not. And I said it this morning. I fear for him. I fear for Ruben Amorim. I didn't want Casemiro in the first place. I said Erik ten Hag was an idiot for signing Casemiro. It was poor recruitment. Casemiro was a good signing. A very good signing. He shouldn't have been paid the money he's on, and we shouldn't have paid Real Madrid the price. That's all. But you can't have everything. If we bought Casemiro for 30 million, no one would be kicking up a stink. Nobody. David says, we've gone completely down the pan in 3 months. Amorim could quite easily get us relegated. Thank God the bottom 3 are even worse than us. They're the only teams that I feel United could beat right now. But then again, in 2 weeks' time, I'm fearing that Ipswich game in a way. I think Kieran McKenna coming back to United could do a job on us. And I don't want to put the doom and gloom aspect on it straight away, but honestly do feel like Manchester United will struggle against Ipswich Town. I do. Ultimately, it's simple. Question when you look at the current bench, is he better than a bench of pure youth? Yes, even if he only managed to get 1 game in the Europa out of Pogba, it's worth it. That was Mike's opinion on that. Thank you for the gifted membership, Andrew. Absolutely love that. And we have had another one gifted by London as well. They have gone to Chris Mack and to A. Dawson. Mr. Dacia Sandero in the chat says, I have just gone through the remaining fixtures, and I've come up with the bottom 6 as it is right now. Us in 15th on 41 points. That's optimistic, mate, because that means we're going to pick up another 12 from the last 13 games. 13 games to go, by the way, everybody. Oh, by the way, just doing some sums earlier on, just to brace you and get you prepared. Manchester United's season ticket renewals will be open after the Arsenal game on the 9th. 15 games is what Manchester United fans have to go to keep their season ticket. So yeah, out of the 19 games, if you miss 4 of them, then you don't get to renew your season ticket, even though you've paid for it up front, in full. Yeah, I know. But after the Arsenal game. Coincidentally, that's when the 58 protests are going on for the ownership situation at Manchester United. The fans protest on the Arsenal game from the 1958 group on the 9th of March, the 4:30 kickoff against Arsenal. That game is going to be the one that everything really hits the fan, I feel, because after that, the option will be there, and United will be very, very close to announcing the season ticket renewals at that point, because that's all you need to renew. So we're going to find out pretty soon. And I think INEOS are, well, they're probably not. I think staff working for INEOS are bricking it. But INEOS themselves are preparing themselves to drop the atomic bomb on the Manchester United fan base. This team wants loyalty. These players want loyalty. They want loyalty from the fans. They've had it and some. But we're being charged more to watch the shit team play football. It's not fair on the fans. The fans are being punished right now. Wow as well on that poll. I'm just going to say it again. 1,300 votes. Would you take Paul Pogba back as an emergency signing next month? 51% yes. That's the first time a Paul Pogba coming back to United has gone into a positive on a poll that we've done here on FUTV. That is mega news right now. It really is. Wow. I can't believe that. Yeah, I wanted to talk about Ethan Wheatley as well, by the way. Not being in the matchday squad for 3 games straight now for Walsall. What's going on? This was the kid that smashed all numbers out the park last season for Manchester United's under-18s. Just turned 19. Moved into the 21. Scored a few goals this season as well. Send him out on loan. This is what we want. We want to see our players go out on loan. We want to see our players doing well. Crash and burn. What's happening? What is happening with our players? I don't get it. I mean, Wheatley, honestly, I wanted to see more of him, but this is why I said back in the day, there's something about Wheatley that I just didn't see the hype in. And I'm not just saying that now for the sake of it. Great under-18s. Let's make the step up. Came on the pitch a couple of times for Erik ten Hag and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Really wanted to see what he would do on loan, playing for a decent side, a full first-team side. And we've got our answer. Something has gone wrong. Is it an attitude problem? Is it a quality problem? Either one, you've got to be worried about it again. But Ethan Wheatley, one of the players we were hoping could maybe have done a job for United maybe in the future, has failed. So far anyway. Hopefully he turns that around, because we've just got the news that Dango is back at Manchester United now, 2 weeks having gone out on loan. Injury, it looks like he's got a fracture in his foot. Devastated for him, honestly. Just when the academy is very, very positive, you get this sort of news. Injuries and underperforming at loan clubs as well. It's not great news for Manchester United right now. Everything seems to be it really does. They will have to put an option in the renewal if we get relegated. In terms of Manchester United, by the way, our players have got no relegation clauses in their contracts. None. Worst case scenario, United go down, then it won't happen. But if we keep losing, you just never know. And at the moment, I don't see where the next win's coming from, especially with the team that we've got and the players that are performing the way they are. Said that this morning, but if we did go down, there isn't any. There is no release clauses. Fabrizio Romano has been talking about other possible signings for Manchester United. Manchester United target Dean Howson. A contract at Bournemouth includes $50 million release clause and will be valid this summer. Again, talking about people moving. So what happens with that is clubs will be moving in position right now to try and lure him away. 19-year-old centre-back, looks about 12. You know the one at Bournemouth. Outstanding season for him. And he is going to be a target for every Premier League club. But Bournemouth are in 5th. Let's not forget that. They're actually challenging for the Champions League. So they could just say, sit on that. There's the middle finger, swivel. Swivel! They could do that to everybody if they make Champions League football. Because at the moment, they might actually be in Champions League positions. The coalition as well. Don't forget, 5th place could get Champions League football this year. Let's see how the teams do in Europe first of all. Looks like City are going to let us down on that side of things by going out on Wednesday night to Real Madrid, but still a lot of other teams in the European competitions, United being one of them, and Spurs. We could be helping someone out in the Premier League by doing well in the Europa League this season. In fact, I don't even know. Say, for instance, that's something I'll have to look into, and some of the statos will come in on that one. If United win the Europa League and we, as an English team, we get the cohesion and 5th place, surely we can't have 6 teams in the Champions League. And maybe United would knock the 5th place team out automatically anyway. I don't know. I don't know what the stipulation is for that, if that comes around. But hey, we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Manchester United making moves for Giovanni Quenda. Again, this story is doing more and more the rounds right now. And it's Ben Jacobs who is saying that Manchester United are in hard negotiations and are moving closer and closer to finalising a deal. Manchester United are progressing in talks over Sporting Lisbon winger Giovanni Quenda. Reunion with Ruben Amorim this summer. Ben Jacobs confident that they can make it happen. Manchester United value him at 33 million. 17-year-old Sporting are looking more at 50. We'll see how Manchester United negotiate any sort of add-ons in to make that deal work for them. But that is going to be one hell of a signing for United to do, going off the way that we are currently playing at the moment. Welcome along all new subscribers, of which we've had a few on the show tonight. Thank you so much. My voice and my throat is on fire. I need to go rest it again. I am just about surviving at the moment on the content that we are doing. Thank you so much for bearing with us, everybody. I'm going to go and rest it up now. I'm going to go and watch some under-21 football, I think. Go and enjoy some decent football, maybe. We'll see, won't we? We'll see. But for now, everybody, that is it. That is your update done. I will see you all in the morning, 8 o'clock. Hopefully, I'm feeling a lot better then. Good night's sleep usually does the job. And yeah, we'll see what news starts springing up overnight, and we'll take it from there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the donations again, and for all of your input throughout the day. That is us done. Thank you, everybody. See you all in the morning. Like, share, and subscribe to FUTV.